On one of my old floors I work on, we always had weird occurrences happen at night. It was a newer step down unit. This unit had glass walls so you could chart and monitor your patient. We had a patient who had a severe stroke and was non-verbal. You know, all the feeding tube, restraint, total care, etc. Yeah, it really pains me to say that. They really had family visits too. In the middle of the night, their call light went off. When I answered it, a woman said,
He's really hurting. He needs his pain medicine.
so I walk into the room to check on him. The room is dark, nobody is in there, and the patient is sleeping. I tell his nurse what happened and I go and sit back down to see and desk. Of course, I mean, that's not my business to handle, so, pass it down. And then the call light goes off again. It is his room. Same voice.
Please, he's really hurting. Please help him. He's really hurting. Please.
And then, as time goes by, it keeps on getting aggressive and aggressive. So of course, I get up and walk back to the room. Same story. I tell his nurse and she gives him pain medicine to his bag and we reposition him in bed. The call light does not go off again after we did that. So in some sense, the ghost was helping him. I don't know who was that, but it was really eerie. And a lot of strange things happened on the floor, but this one was kinda the wholesome, if I can say. Because the ghost is just trying to help him, but at the end of the day, I just don't want anyone like calling at the middle of the night and saying, he's really hurting me. And then when I go to the same room, there's no one there. Just the same patient who had a severe stroke. I am an EMT and eat this stuff up. I'm not necessarily religious on the fence about it, but I've experienced some stuff I really cannot explain. I can recall one fairly well. I was in the basement of the hospital grabbing a new gurney, as ours was ripped apart from a violent patient. And if you don't know what a gurney is a device used to make a patient who can easily walk and needs to lie flat. It was 3 a.m. PIC was on the third floor and it was locked down for the night. No visitors in the hospital. The basement storage unit was packed with stuff. When I felt my shirt get pulled on, I assumed it got caught on an object. Then it happened again. Only this time, I heard the little girl's voice. Crystal clear. And you know what it says? It says,
I'm lost. Please help me.
she was crying and just keeps on repeating,
I'm lost. Please help me. This guy did something to me.
my heart was pounding like you have no idea. I felt all the hairs on my body stand up and I called my partner down to help with the gurney. To help with the gurney. And then after that, nothing. There's no one, there's no horror stuff or strange stuffs that happen. But right after that, I always make sure that when I go to basement, I will always have someone with me. In the middle of the night, I go to do vitals and he's talking out loud in his sleep and fidgeting. He hadn't done this the night before. So I woke him up and asked what he was dreaming. Yes, I know I shouldn't have woke him up because he's a patient, but I don't know what came into my sense, honestly. So tells me he was dreaming about being with his friends when he was younger, such as going to the bar and partying. Said it was some of his favorite times in his life. I thought that must have a great dream and left when I finished care. A couple of hours later, I have left with a coworker to pick up a patient. When I returned, all of my coworkers are freaking out, even our senior nurses. My patient was on a portable video because he could be forgetful at times. On the camera, they had witnessed multiple orbs shooting through the room that had looks similar to shooting stars, just like phasmophobia. When we get that from time to time, but they said that there were a crazy amount to where the room looked like it was glowing. Some coworkers even went in to check. When they did, the video person said they disappeared, then returned when staff left. By the time we returned, the orbs had just stopped. About 15 to 30 minutes later, my patient wakes up and decides to get up from the bed. I go in there and thought it was weird for him because he didn't really do that the night prior. I ask him where he's going. He points on an area behind me and says that his friends are here and want to play cards with him. My coworker who was with me, I just said that they should play cards when it was a little later and tucked him into the bed. I thought that this whole situation was actually pretty wholesome, to be fair. And yeah, normally my coworkers thought that I was nuts, but it was actually really wholesome at some point. But of course, it's pretty scary. But at the end of the day, their friend still visits him. I mean, would you want your friend to visit you at night? Anyways, so I was like his friends just wanted to stop by and say hi.